Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Good to see you back again. Please like and subscribe, it helps out massively. I'm just opening up with a clip here which is a standard meet and greet, as I like to call it. Car on the other side of the road, cars keep piling all the way through. The first three I don't really have a problem with at all. I just think the last one could have been nice. It slowed us right down. This happens a lot, and I think not really just to learners, to be honest. I think it happens a lot to everybody, but we get this an awful lot. Anyway, moving on, this little bit of clip here is more of what happens as we go around into the next road more than anything else. Now as we're turning in left here, nice and slowly checking as we go into the road, 20-mile-per-hour road, nice, so not many cars, nice and wide too. But what we're actually looking at is this vehicle up on the right hand side. Now there's someone in there, they can see us approaching. Do they wait for us to go past? No, they just decide they do. They're turning the road right in front of us, so we have to come to a complete stop, and I don't think they even get that right, do they? Get the wrong gear. Again, it's not being very courteous, but it's extremely commonplace. Now this clip on nice open road in the country is about some potholes, and there is a car behind us trying to get past us, and we were moving at the correct speed. But anyway, there's the pole there on the left. Look, we had to indicate, we went around it, no real problems at all there. And you'll see in the back view camera shortly that the car behind us does exactly the same thing. Now as we're going down the road, it's a lovely open road, so I have no problem with them passing, but the point being is we've got slow coming up here on the road, and there's a reason for that. There's a junction a little bit further up ahead which cars can pull out on, but there's also this other pothole here. Now we've been indicating to get around this. You'll see the rear view camera shortly, and the reaction of that car that then just went shooting past us at quite a fast speed. And there's that junction there on the left, that entrance. As we get to have a look at the back camera, you can see then as we're approaching down that road, when we take the necessary actions, there's this Audi. It's going around that first pothole in the road. Now as we're going down the road, we see the slow, we're slowing down a bit, and then we can actually see something else in the road, and we see the other pothole. We're indicating right at this moment to go around it. Now the Audi paused there, but it was too close really for us to do anything. There's that pothole. So we weren't about to pull out to the right hand lane with him being so close. So holding back a little bit there would have been a bit more preferable by that car, I think. Okay, on this clip here, this is about passing a horse, where you have to be exceptionally careful, as you all know. And someone who doesn't is another road user, a cyclist, who sees the danger. He's coming down this hill in front of us, and he does absolutely nothing about it. You'll see as we go and approach. Now as we're getting closer to the horse, we're checking our mirrors. There's a car behind us who does also take the necessary precautions. Now as we're getting closer and closer, we're coming out nice and early, and then we slow right down to go past this horse. It's the right thing to do. And there's this cyclist there. Now he can see us, he can see what's going on here. He takes no action at all. He still bombs down at the same speed and just misses us as he goes past. I think that was reckless in respect to the cyclist there. There's that car pulling in the end, because he can obviously see that cyclist bombing down the road. Not 1.5 meters here at all. I know he's going down a slope. He doesn't want to slow down, and he simply doesn't, and he goes into that dangerous area. And I think that was a little bit reckless by that cyclist there, where this horse is concerned. Okay, whenever turning into a junction, you'd always check for a bit of clearance and that you can actually access the road successfully. Not a lot of room there for us to come through, but as we try to penetrate through that little gap that this guy's left us, he still keeps creeping forward rather than just staying put, which is not very helpful. It's very tight, and certainly for a learner. If we look at the rear view here, you can see the gap involved. It's not very wide as we're trying to pinch through. That van on the right, there's the gap itself. The van on the right there, it could have been better parked. It's allowed to park there, but it's right on top of a junction, which is not very helpful. As he goes through, you can see for some reason he doesn't use that gap there, and he gets really close to that car on the left for some peculiar reason. So the reason using the road a little bit better than that. Not too sure why he did that. Now on this clip here, the road goes into two lanes shortly, and we are indicating to move over to the left lane. And just as we're about to do so, we see this car making a move on us, so we can't move over to the left lane. and then we see the second car do the same thing, and then the third car, and they're ignoring our indication. We're looking to turn left a bit further up the road, so we have to let them three go through. Then we can move over into the left-hand lane to turn left at the junction ahead. Again, this is just ignoring us on the road. Happens all too often. I wish they'd be a bit more appreciative learners on the road, give us a little bit more space and time. If you look at it from the front view here, you'll get a better perspective as we're coming up. Now we're going up to 2 lanes, so I'm sort of saying to the pupil at this time, we need to get to the left lane. Just as you're coming up, give it a little left indication to that car that was getting closer. Say, look, we want to come over here. Could have fed in there earlier, I think, but the learners, remember, they get distracted when people drive this quick and undertake them unnecessarily, so they're not sure if they should push in on the left, because remember, they are learning at the end of the day, and they don't want to be driving into the side of a car. Those 3 should have never undertook us. Just follow our indication, and then they could have passed us on the right hand side naturally, and it would have been no problem at all. This clip, poor driving, accesses a mini roundabout on the wrong side. No reason for that at all. He could quite easily have gone the correct way round. Just as well, nothing was coming the other way. It's at night time as well, which is not very helpful. Could have a cyclist coming the other way. Anyway, going around the roundabout the wrong way, no excuses for that. Okay, on this clip here, our side of the road is clear. Cars parked on the right hand side. You can see a sign on the left. The road narrows, that's a priority give way just coming up. Now the clip is about going through here. There's a car coming the other way, and this car in front is not really planning or paying attention at all. Now we see the car even at this point down here, so we slow down, we get into the gap ahead. The car in front didn't pay attention and probably equally needed the car coming the other way, who is not giving away at all. He's expecting this car here to do all the necessary moving. The car does actually get into the gap in front of us. Unfortunately, the clip gets cut a little short, I'm sorry to say, so you don't sort of see that, but you do see them coming in our direction. This could have all been avoided, really. Okay, this clip is about a couple of pedestrians actually. We're on a red light, so that's why that lady crossed. Why not? Now the lights will change green shortly, and there'll be a gentleman coming from the right who pays absolutely no attention to what colour the lights are whatsoever. There is our green light, and here is this gentleman on the right hand side who decides not even to look, just walk out into the road on a green light and expect us to do nothing whatsoever but wait. A little bit of entitlement there. He should have waited, of course, because that could be quite dangerous if someone else is not paying attention when he decides to walk out and they're just looking at the lights and not anything else, and that does happen. As we've moved further up the road here, we've got another red light. Looks like somebody's had a bit of an accident there on the right hand side. They've hit something or other. That's why the police are in attendance. Now the light has gone green. Now as the cars move on in front of us, we're going to get a similar scenario again by this person coming on the left hand side. We're moving on, it's a green light. What do? They just walk across the road again. Fortunately on this occasion we're a bit further away. We haven't really accelerated, so we're able to avoid that without too much problem. But again, this entitlement of crossing when it's on a green light, it can cause problems. Okay, this clip here is about a bit of odd behaviour. The white Peugeot behind and the Range Rover coming up behind that. So we're aware of the placement of this Peugeot. Is he trying to hold that Range Rover up? I don't know, but we try not to get involved in this, but we do keep ourselves aware of these proceedings. He did get past the Peugeot, or is that just poor positioning on the road by this Peugeot? Not entirely sure. But anyway, the Range Rover undertook the Peugeot, undertook us. Didn't really need to do so because there's parked cars there on the right. But it didn't cause us any sort of issues. I just think it's slightly unnecessary. As it moves forward, I wanted to leave it on the rear because I wanted to show you what the Range Rover then did further up the road. I think the driver is very indecisive, and we've got to be very much aware of this indecisive driving on the road. There is that Range Rover again, looking to pinch out again into our lane, purely because now they've decided they want to turn right. Not sure, they just didn't know where they were going. And if they didn't, well, what bother undertaking? It's not necessary if you're not sure where your destination is or where you want to go. keep with the flow of traffic. It makes it easier. There is the red lights, and you can see ahead the cars on the left, and there is that Range Rover that pinched through. And like I said, it wasn't a problem at all. It got through, it didn't hinder us in any way, and there was nothing inappropriate about that, apart from unnecessarily undertaken, of course. Now as we get further up ahead and you get to see this Range Rover, he's getting past that car on the left hand side, and believe it or not, he comes across to the left, but as you saw it from the rear view, he's looking to turn right at the traffic lights. Lost, I don't know what this guy's doing, but we do have to pay attention with him particularly. So we end up passing there, and you saw from the rear view how that powered out. And here's something that's getting more and more common on this clip here. It's about, again, speeding. We're in a 20 mile per hour limit. This vehicle behind doesn't want to drive at 20, as does a lot of vehicles on the road today. I'm afraid it's the law. When it's 20, it's 20. There you go. We're sort of doing 20. They pass us. If you look at the front camera here, you'll see, although it's a nice open clear road, it is a 20, and it's 20 for a good reason. On the left hand side, you'll actually see the sign for a 20 as he passes us, and in addition, it's actually a school further up ahead as well. Is he paying attention to this? He obviously really doesn't care. Look at the speed as he disappears into the blue yonder. It's totally unnecessary. It's poor driving and bad driving, and I don't like that at all. Okay guys, for me it's definitely this Audi here. I'm afraid he didn't pay attention. He ignored our indications, and that could have got nasty if we weren't paying attention ourselves. So for me it's this fella. Please like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all on another video. Thank you very much for watching now.